It's Friday night. It's the first episode of It's All Talk Football. This is a podcast, no matter where your side is, in what division it's in, you can come and talk about how your team performed and looking ahead towards the weekend fixtures as well. We are joined by our co-host, the County Bogs. Harry, how you doing?
I'm alright, Mark. How you doing?
Not bad. So we've got to open it on a sad note tonight, as today we found out that Steve Thompson had sadly passed away, lost his battle to cancer, a long battle as well. I remember him from like 95 when he was assistant to Colin Murphy when we reached the League One playoffs. And yeah, condolences out to his family as well.
Yeah,
So,
same,
Ara,
same for me.
are you looking forward to Notts v Tranmere?
Uh, More so the trip maybe down there, but maybe not the performance.
Maybe not the performance. I don't know. I was looking on a Twitter poll not about 20 minutes ago, and like 54% of it was like a Tranmere win on that. I said no
Yeah,
one's really given us much of a chance.
yeah,
So you know what has really got my gripe today about we what 3 games into no, tomorrow, 3 games into the Premier League season,
yeah,
and there's no games after tomorrow for 2 weeks. It's international break.
yeah. It
I
is.
don't I don't like it. You know what I mean? I think it's too early in the season to have like an international break.
Mm. Yeah, because normally their first one's around October, isn't it?
Well, I think there's always one in September, but I just think it's like the one in June when they had the international break in June after the season finished. I think it was June.
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
the timing of them are just so strange. You know what I mean? You get back into the football, especially if you're a Premier League fan as well. You got
yeah,
3 games, and then you've got like a fortnight off.
yeah.
And if the friendlies are they really that important? Do you need an international break for a friendly?
I think it's in it for the World Cup qualifiers.
Well, there's World Cup qualifiers. Sometimes some teams have friendlies. There's like a mix, isn't they?
Yeah.
Evening, Graham. I say the Premier League fixtures this weekend. We've got Chelsea Fulham. That's the early kickoff.
Mm.
And then you got Man United Burnley. It's like Man United. What's going off? Lost to Grimsby on penalties in midweek.
Oh no.
You got Sunderland Brentford. Then you got Tottenham Bournemouth, Wolves Everton, Leeds Newcastle, and Brighton Man City. Nottingham
Yeah.
Forest, West Ham. Nottingham Forest are on TV again. I have they had a 3 p.m. kickoff? Because I'm sure I've seen them on a Sunday. They've been on every.
I can have a look.
I know the last 2 games. This will be. I'm sure they've been on a Sunday at 2 p.m. every week.
Right, Crystal Palace, 2 o'clock. Brentford, 2 o'clock. So yeah, they've been on Sky literally the past 2 games.
But the best game in the Premier League is Liverpool Arsenal 4:30 on Sunday,
Yep.
and that's a strange kickoff time. Aston Villa Crystal Palace 7 p.m. I think they got that wrong. No, that's Sunday, so they got a late night Sunday game as well. The
I would have
seven
thought they
o'clock.
would have. I would have thought they would have put the Liverpool game on 7 and then put the Aston Villa one at 4:30. But no,
So we've got late Premier League football a Sunday night at 7 p.m. kickoff.
yeah,
That's strange. And then we got Birmingham. What is it? Birmingham Leicester Birmingham tonight in the
yeah,
in
in
the
the Championship,
championship.
and Salford versus Cheltenham in League Two.
See, I fancy Birmingham for that one.
I think Leicester, to be honest.
You
I think
think
they might,
Leicester? I think Birmingham. It's gonna be an interesting watch that one.
yeah, and then I think Salford's going to probably win against Cheltenham.
You would imagine with form that Cheltenham are in, you would
Yeah,
think it's like 3 points in the bag, innit?
yeah.
I mean, because Cheltenham they haven't even got a point yet, I don't think.
No, I think they lost all of their games. Hold on. Yeah. Lost to Barnet, lost to Bromley, lost to MK Dons 5-0, lost to Chesterfield, lost to Cambridge. Yeah. And their only win so far is in the Carabao Cup, but then they got knocked out by Cardiff in the second round.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for them. And they carrying on early kickoffs tomorrow in the Championship. You've got Middlesbrough, Sheffield United. Sheffield United, what's gone off there? They sacked the manager. They brought a new manager in. The things aren't clicking at the moment. And
Yeah,
then you
because
got,
I'm sure. Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
Ari.
I'm sure it's happened to them before when they sacked Chris Lauder and Chris Lauder came back.
Yeah, it's been there before, hasn't it?
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there.
See, that's a bit strange sacking him to get to playoffs. Them, I think, if I remember right, they've never won him at Wembley in a playoff semi-final, final at Wembley.
Yeah, I think that's correct.
And then you got QPR Charlton, it's a
Mm.
Londonish derby. Then you got Stoke West Brom. A Stoke are flying at the minute as well, top of the Championship.
Got 3 games at half 12.
Yeah, I think Stoke will win that. I think it'd be an interesting one. Then you got Blackburn Norwich, Bristol City All, Ipswich Derby, and Millwall Wrexham. I think Millwall will beat Wrexham tomorrow. Oxford Coventry, Portsmouth Preston, Sheffield Wednesday Swansea. Then you got Watford Southampton.
Yep.
Then moving on to League One. Early kickoff, you got Cardiff Plymouth. I think Cardiff are going to win that one. Doncaster Rotherham's going to be an interesting one at half 12. I'm hoping I
Yorkshire
get that
Derby.
from Yorkshire Derby as well.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I
Is it
get back from
is it
Manchester in enough time to watch that one.
is it South Yorkshire Derby or is it?
Yeah, South Yorkshire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doncaster Rotherham.
Yeah.
I think my train leaves for Manchester at 6:48 in the morning, and then I catch like the 11:42 back, and then I get in at one. No, I'm not going to
Ooh.
miss the first half.
Can always watch it on your phone. Put Sky Sports Plus on.
Yeah, do that one. Barnsley Huddersfield. That's a Yorkshire derby as well.
I'm surprised that's not half 12 to be fair.
Yeah, I am. It's 3 p.m.
Because you got Cardiff Plymouth. That's not really a derby, in it really.
No,
So I thought they would have put both of the derbies on, but no, it's 3 o'clock.
maybe it's to do with police and also, but whether they got
Yeah.
the same police force or different, because you got South Yorkshire Police, then you got
Yeah.
West. I think
Yeah.
it's West Yorkshire,
Yeah.
and then you got Blackpool Bolton, and then Bradford City Wimbledon. I think that one's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. I think whoever wins scores the first goal. Really, whoever gets the first goal is going to be crucial because if Wimbledon gets the first goal, I know Bradford have been good at home recently. But if Wimbledon get the first goal, they're good defensively, so I reckon they'll get the win if they score the first. But then if Bradford scores the first, they normally get a few after, don't they? So I think it'll be a good game.
See, I would have said that would have been like a Bradford City win, like hands down, after the first couple of games. But Wimbledon have sort of like turned it around now and been
Yeah, I
playing
think
really well. And I think if Wimbledon get that first goal, they will hold on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're
because
very difficult to break down as well.
I mean in the league form they lost to Newton, won against Lincoln, won against Reading, lost against Cardiff. I thought that was unlucky for Wimbledon to be honest. Um, they won against Barnsley, so they're looking to get back-to-back wins if they win on Saturday. So yeah, be interesting.
I've just invited Johnny and Graham. I'm not used to doing it on. You know, when you do it on PC, it's
Yeah, yeah.
weird. It's strange.
I mean, yeah,
But it'd be interesting what Johnny thinks about Bradford's chances after that good win against Stoke, that 3-0 win against Stoke in the Carabao Cup.
yeah. How would Stoke City respond on Saturday?
See, I think like it's hard to judge in it with like Carabao Cups because a lot of like Championship sides, Premier League sides will field
Mm.
like a weaker squad.
Yeah, because I think Stoke made 11 changes from their lineup on Saturday on that game.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I don't really think they cared, to be honest, but they're still beating in the Championship, aren't they? So I think they're more focused on the league, really.
yeah. And then you got Burton, Luton as well, and then Exeter, Peterborough, Leighton Orient, Northampton, Lincoln, Mansfield. Mansfield have turned it around, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think they played all right against Everton on Wednesday, so I think they'll do all right against Lincoln. It pains me to say that, but yeah,
I mean, the thing with Mansfield was before they played Chesterfield in the previous round in the Carabao Cup, they'd lost. I think they lost 2 games, and
yeah,
then they beat Chesterfield, and then they won the corresponding fixtures. Then so now they lost to Everton in this round. Are they going to go on a losing run? Who knows? It's football. Then you got Reading,
yeah.
Port Vale.
Port Vale
S-
got a good draw, didn't they?
yeah,
Arsenal
they
at home.
got Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah,
You see that's what gets me about county is like we never sort of like really go and push it out in like the cups. We don't seem to want like a big team in the third round, a money making like tie or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
We got Stevenage, Wickham, and then Wigan, Stockport, and then move on to League Two.
Barrow Fleetwood at 12:30.
Oh, that one, Barrow. I'd like to see, I think Barrow win that, don't you?
Yeah, Crew Swindon 12:30.
Now this is an interesting one. The Crew
Mm,
lost at Gillingham, and they did play really well. They should have got more out of that game.
yeah,
But I just Ian Holloway, I just don't. I think. And aren't they signed Ollie Pearce from Wrexham today?
Ollie Palmer. Yeah,
Yeah, Ollie Palmer. Yeah, I just think Ian Holloway. I'll just go for a Swindon win.
yeah. Swindon. I think. Barnet Colchester.
I'm gonna say I don't know. That's a Colchester win probably there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I probably think it was a draw. Bromley Harrogate.
Oh dear. I think that's Bromley.
Yeah, I think Bromley's a tough side and they're at home, so I think they have a good record at home. So I'm going to go Bromley win. Cambridge United versus Newport.
I'm gonna go. I said this on the other podcast. Actually,
Yeah,
Newport. I just think Newport will get their first win of the season.
yeah. I mean, I think they've been unlucky recently. I think in that MK Dons game, I don't think that was a penalty after watching it back. It would have been 1-1, but yeah, I know I said Cambridge will win, but I think I've changed my mind on this one. I think I'm going to have to go with a Newport win. Uh, Chesterfield versus Crawley.
See, I think Chelsea are gonna win this. I know Crawley got that good draw against MK Dons, didn't they?
Yeah,
I just think Chesterfield they've signed good players this season. They got a good manager. and their owner died at the beginning of the week, so I think there's gonna be a lot of emotion there, and I just can see can't see anything different than a Chesterfield win.
Yeah, I think I said the same. Chesterfield win, if I can remember. Uh, Grimsby Town versus Bristol Rovers.
See, I think they played that much and that well against Man United, and then switching it back to the league on the Saturday. I just think this one is going to be a blip in the road for Grimsby, and I went for a Bristol Rovers win.
Yeah, I can see that, but I mean, obviously, I think Bundle Park was rocking on Wednesday night. Obviously, if you're facing Man United and if you win, it'll be great. I thought the penalty shootout went for a bit longer.
I
Yeah,
thought it
I
was
could
that
just
penalty shootout what was never going to stop.
yeah, and I can just see Grimsby winning really because I know that cup could affect them, but I could just see Grimsby winning. MK Dons versus Warsaw.
See, I've looked around and I've been doing my research, and like a lot of people are saying MK Dons. I've just got a sneaky feeling Warsaw will just get a win.
Well, I mean, if you look at MK Dons' form, still unbeaten in the league. I think getting 3 wins, 2 draws, losing in the Carabao Cup against Bristol. Warsaw, let's look at Warsaw. 3 wins, 2 losses, a loss in the cup. So yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I think there'll be probably not a lot of goals in it though, but I could see MK Dons winning this 2-1, I reckon. Next game, Oldham Gillingham.
You could Gillingham playing really, really well. Oldham looking for their first win. I'm gonna go draw.
Yeah, I do think Oldham will get their first win of the season, so I'm going to go Oldham on that one. Then you got Shrewsbury, a poor Shrewsbury side at the moment versus Accrington Stanley. I can only see this being one way, to be honest. I can see Accrington winning that one by 3 goals to 0.
But see, I've gone the other way. I think that Shrewsbury are going to win this one, and I
And
don't
then,
know why. I just think Aki. Watched him Doncaster play him in midweek. And I just think there was more. I see more in the Shrewsbury performance against us from then than I see in Aki against Doncaster.
and then you got, we saved the best game to the last. Probably not, but Tranmere Rovers versus Notts County. The return of the former Notts player, Charlie Whittaker. He was only at the club for 6 months. I thought he deserved a new contract, but it didn't end up that way. So maybe he'll score against us this time.
Maybe it will, but Ollie Newborn also played at Tranmere as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think I watched a little bit of Charlie's interview. I think he's trying to show us what he's like, what we missed in him really. So I think he's also said like he's got his chance when he was at Notts, but I think he didn't play his best up at us. So maybe he'll shine versus us. But yeah, Ollie Norburn, a Tranmere player in the past, so maybe he'll get a goal against them. We'll just see on Saturday, won't we?
See what about Martin Patterson's interview earlier? The return of Jetta
Yep.
is on the cards, and tomorrow he's up for selection. Now,
I have this. Sorry.
go on, carry on. Sorry.
I have this strange feeling when I wake up. I'm gonna see Jota has his back spasms back again. So I just have that feeling for some reason that he's not gonna play tomorrow.
Well, in the interview, Patterson did say they'd sat down and had a really good talk this week.
Yeah, but I could I could just see him like I could see him going to be honest, and I can't really see him if he does play tomorrow. Then yeah, but I could just feel it like he's gonna have an not excuse but a reason for not playing tomorrow.
But do you start him?
No.
Do you start Jared?
But
Does he come on off the bench? Does he come on and partner Dennis, or does Dennis partner him? You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting. But the terminology and the things you got out of that interview, whereas, well, the previous interviews, we know what we need. We're close to bringing players in. And he's
mm,
like, well, now we need to focus what we've got here and not
yeah,
about players coming in.
that's what I found a bit odd because he said in this past couple of interviews that we're really close to bringing some more players in, and now he's like saying that we need to focus on what we do have and basically just worry about the squad now and not worry about the signings or selling players, which I did find a bit odd.
Yeah, but he also said, like, we've got to, like, think of, like, the players what are out that are coming back, like my Traore. It was the first time he didn't mention Jarvis. Uh, this is what I think. I was thinking, did the person who was asking the questions from the BBC get told not to ask about Jarvis? Jarvis was off the cards.
Yeah,
Because I just find that funny. Jarvis, is, according to his partner, is not injured and he's been playing in the B team. So if you're going to mention my Traore, which we haven't seen nothing at all of, why wouldn't Jarvis be a part of that conversation?
yeah. I mean, we don't know who to believe, to be honest. I know well his girlfriend probably knows more than fans do, obviously, because you know. And then I don't know with Jarvis. It's just a weird situation, to be honest. I thought it was good towards the end of the season. Obviously, that goal against Empty Runs on that Wednesday, that was a good goal.
Yeah, it was. But the other point is about the quality of the squad and squad
Mm,
depth. We've got 28 players at the moment. But
yeah,
once you go out that, if you've got your best starting 11, once you go out onto the bench, that quality dips and dips and dips. And then once you go out like the match day 18, the quality gets worse.
yeah. I think me and you both said this before. When obviously, I think the best chance of us winning is the team that we start off with because we have no quality on the bench to win us games when we need to. And I think the best chance we're going to win games is getting the goals in the first half because subs coming on aren't really that great and not a lot of quality to get those winning moments and etc.
I say you want more games like we score 4 goals in the first half, like under Luke Williams, the Forest Green game, but we concede 3 in the second half.
Not like that. Like obviously, I don't know. Like obviously, I want to have a full night performance. Obviously, I think any fan wants that. But like getting maybe a goal or two in the first half and then scoring another to like kill the game off and not just sit back in the second half, try and hold on to that 2-0, 2-1, 1-0 lead. And yeah, I think
But
it'll
if you
be
go back to the Bradford game, then 0-0, 26 minutes last season. Then we went 1-0 up on 27. By the 32nd minute, we was 3-0 up, and we sat back after that.
yeah,
And so it's just like I just don't get the sitting back bit. Right, let's move on to the National League. I mean, Carlisle
yeah,
had an amazing win last weekend, 5-0 on Monday.
yeah,
Uh, what an hat trick as well. All different type of goals.
yeah.
Uh, a Forest Green, they uh, they scored in injury time, free kick. God knows how the goalkeeper got beat there.
yeah.
Oh, what's his? Who did Forest Green play now? Eastleigh. And oh, what's it? Brindley plays for Eastleigh because
Yeah, he does.
I was like flicking through on the app while I was at Elphinton. I was like watching it coming out, and it was like because there was like I think 11 minutes or 8 minutes injury time in the Forest Green game.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, yeah, I can remember when he played for us. I mean, Rochdale would have they had a 1-0 win against Sutton. Right, fixtures for tomorrow. Well, the standings are interested as well. You got Forest Green on
13.
13 points. Then you got Rochdale on 12. The mighty Carlisle on 11 points. Hartlepool on 11.
Southend.
Southend on 11 as well. Scunthorpe on 10. You got
Gladstone in that.
Willstone on 9 points. You got Gateshead on 9 as well. Brackley Town at 7. Then Borough Wood on 7. You got Aldershot 6. York City 6 points. Now, they sacked their manager in midweek, an
Yeah.
ex Notts County manager and assistant manager.
Yeah.
Stuart
I think.
Maynard and JB Alves has gone there. Let's see how
I
that
mean,
one pans out.
I think that surprised me, to be honest. I mean, yeah, York was not on good form. Obviously, I think feigning to get promoted last year. I think they got. Did they get knocked out in the semi-finals by Oldham?
And they got convincingly knocked out, didn't they?
Yeah, because weren't they 3-1 up and lost 4-3? If I'm correct.
It was like it's that thing of like finishing second. This is why you need the 3 up, 3
Three and
down
three. Yeah.
because it's so unfair. You can like we said before, and you can finish second on over 100 points, but you're not guaranteed to go up. You know what I mean? I say there should be 3 up, 3 down. The first
Yeah,
game on
because
Saturday is Solihull Moors against Southend. That's a 12:30 kickoff.
yeah,
And then you got Braintree Forest Green. I think Forest Green are really, really lucky. And Robbie
yeah,
Savage is doing a really good job at there at the moment.
and so far it's looking good for me because I did say Forest Green will go up as champions.
I think Carlisle might have a little bit to say about that. It's early days. The National League weren't won
I know,
in
but yeah,
in August. But you know why the points wise? I think this is going to be like one of them seasons where Notts and Wrexham went head to toe. It's gonna be an interesting season. It's probably going to be the best season since then.
what like Carlisle and Forest Green toe to toe.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
Carlisle and Forest Green toe to toe.
or York and Forest Green. We don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be a really clear. I think there's going to be a lot of teams bunched together. I don't think it's going to be like a team's going to
One,
run away with it.
yeah.
But I think there's going to be a loads of teams in contention. You know what I mean? And that'll come down
Same
to squad quality, squad size, and everything else over the
and
season
what?
because it's a tough season in the National League.
Yeah, and also I think Morecambe were trying to get another win under their belt at home against Woking.
Yeah, I mean, it was on they went from winning on the Saturday to losing on the Monday, convincingly losing as well, 4-0 win it.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, I don't really know. I didn't really watch any highlights in the National League, but if I'm going to win on Saturday, scoring a last minute winner at home, and then losing 4-0. I know their squad's not up to date yet, but I think going forward, I think Morecambe will start doing really well, and I think credit to the fans still going away days and that stuff because they have been through a lot over the past couple of weeks. So credit to them, and I think Morecambe will turn it around sooner or later.
I mean, for them to win their first game back in after coming being sold and everything else, they signed God knows how many players on that Thursday night. They
Yeah,
signed more players on the Friday. Then to go out on a Saturday and win, that's amazing enough. They've done really well for that. And so, like expecting
and
2 out of 2 with you, they've probably only trained like Friday, played the
yeah,
Saturday. They wouldn't have trained. I wouldn't imagine they would have trained on the Sunday. Straight into another game.
and to score a last minute winner as well.
Yeah, they got
I just imagine the scenes at Morecambe that day.
yeah. Well, it'll be more interesting tomorrow what result they get tomorrow. from that game tomorrow after they've had like a full week in
Yeah.
training. You got Eastleigh Elkington, and then you got FC Halifax and Yeovil as well. Gateshead, Aldershot, Hartlepool, Boreham Wood. Morecambe have got Woking. Then you got Sutton, Carlisle. Then you
I
got
want to know how.
Truro, Boston United.
Yeah, I was just saying it. I want to know how Carlisle respond from winning 5-0 on Monday. Would they get to win again, or would Sutton win, or would it be a draw?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because you have this like thing. You can go somewhere and you win 5-0, and then you go and lose 2-1 or 2-0 the following game. I just think Carlisle, along with Forest Green, they've got a lot of quality in their squad,
Yeah,
and they can dig out. They will over the season. It's which one of them two can dig out more
the
points. You know what I mean? In them scrappy sort of games.
yeah, like I think the most important month for me really in the football season is December because you got teams play so many games, and I think if you come out with like the most possible points out of those games, I think that's a team. I know you've still got more games, obviously January going on to the end of the season, but I think December is a key month for any side to get promoted or relegated.
Well, you're like 6 months into the season, aren't you? Well, 4 or 5 months into the season, and it's like you're going to start to know who's going to be there or nearabouts at the end of the season. But what makes it more difficult in the National League is that only one side goes up automatic.
Yeah,
And the way the playoff system works, where the second and third get a bye. And so the other teams below that, I think it's what, third to seventh, play each other. And then they play
yeah,
either the third team or the second team. And then you've got like maybe the season finishes, and I think it's like a week or week and a half before you start playing another game, or 2 weeks before
yeah,
you play another game. And then if you've been like all systems go, and then you've got a 2 week break. You know when you like the people I know, you have a couple of weeks off work and you go back to work. You can be so sluggish when you go back. And was that York City's
yeah,
problem last season? That break and not having any games in between when the season finished and their game against in the playoffs semi-finals. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I want. Did York City postpone their game, or was there a reason why they're not playing on Saturday?
Is there a reason? I don't know.
So I can't see York in like for the Saturday games or the Tuesday ones coming up. But then there's FA Cup week in it, so I don't know.
I don't know. They could be qualifying in the FA Cup, but no, there's.
Because they're not playing on Saturday and next Tuesday either. So
You're correct there, aren't you? I can't see them as well.
let me go on the York page. See,
I want to see why they got games. Maybe Graham knows. I don't know.
what's York, York.
They're playing on the 6th of September. They got Yeovil.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't know why they're not playing on Saturday or Tuesday. So it's a bit odd.
I do not know. I do not know the answer to that question. And then we got Truro, Boston. We got Wealdstone, Rochdale, and Brackley Town. A Scunthorpe.
Interesting.
And then we'll talk about the only side in the National League with an 100% record. Well, the National Leagues, which is South Shield. And Carlisle fans and Notts fans will know who Kenwyn Scott is now at South Shields. And
Yeah.
they've won 5 out of 5, and they're top of the league, 2 points clear from Chorley in second. And then National League South,
Mm.
we have Hornchurch are top. Torquay United. This is the thing. I remember when Notts won the league in the 2008 and 9 season, the Edmonton season, and Torquay was the last game of the season. And being on that pitch, because we'd already won the league, we'd already been given the trophy before that game, but everyone went dead. And after the game, we was all on the pitch. And to see Torquay in the National League North or South, it's so strange.
Well, apparently Google has said why York's not playing. It's basically York is not playing on Saturday, August 30th, 2025, because the football season has concluded and the next fixture is the start of the new season, August 9th, 2025. They also not playing on the upcoming Saturday, September 20th, because it's a fixture-free weekend, apparently.
A fixture-free weekend.
Yeah,
I'm
it
even
says,
more
yeah.
confused.
Let me search what that means. Fixture.
I never knew. I don't think Notts had a fixture-free weekend
No.
when we was in the National League.
No, it's a new thing. Google's so slow. What does?
Yeah, I do find that strange though. I really do.
It's not coming up.
Because
Why?
there must be two sides who aren't playing.
Well, apparently there's 11 games still, so I don't.
Yeah, so there's two sides not playing.
Yeah, it's York and someone else. Let's see. So you got Sonny Moore, Southend, Braintree, Forest Green. Maybe I could tell by the table. So York
Is
are
it
not playing.
Yeovil? Are Yeovil playing? I'll put Yeovil
Uh,
playing this weekend.
yeah, Yeovil are. Is it FC Halifax? No, they're playing Yeovil. I
The
don't
Gateshead?
know. Could be. No, they're playing tomorrow. Is it Tamworth? Yeah, it is. Well, no, wait. So Tamworth played on the 25th.
Yeah, Tamworth aren't
25th.
playing tomorrow.
Yeah, because it says Braintree versus Tamworth on the 2nd of September. Yeah, so it must be Tamworth and York then having a fixture free weekend, which I don't get, but
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
maybe Graham knows.
I don't get this fixture-free weekend thing.
No, because I don't think Notts have had one.
You know what I mean?
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, not bad.
Evening.
Evening. I don't know why either.
It's just
Well,
really strange.
All I do
it
know is
is.
they didn't play last Saturday either, whereas most teams did Saturday, Monday. They only did Monday.
Yeah, because they're not playing next Tuesday either, are they? From what
Oh,
I've
No.
they
seen.
were having their pitch redone, weren't they? They was having their pitch done.
Yeah, because I know that
Ah,
they didn't have a lot of fixtures at start of season, so I think their home games have been moved to later on in season because something to do with the pitch. As far that was the only thing I read up pre-season was they were having the pitch done because the rugby had been on it as well all summer.
Yeah, I think that's right
could
now. I
be. Yeah,
remember. Didn't they have the
yeah.
first 4 home
The
games
first
moved?
four, the first 4 games of the season were all away games, so they've moved all the home games to later on in the season.
How do you
Interesting.
think Carlisle are going to get on tomorrow at Sonny?
Um, Away games are all going to be difficult, I think. Just with the tightness of the pitches and how close the fans are, I think every away game is going to be an hard away game. But in turn, I also think every home game we should be making it look easy.
You
Yeah.
definitely
Like,
made it easy on Monday.
yeah. But Mark Hughes has come out this week and said that is the standard at home. That is what he expects at home. So can't wait to go to more home games.
Yeah. So, like, you think the most important thing for you, because I think it's going to be you and Forest Green and probably a couple of other sides are going to push each other all season. The minimum you've got to get away is like a point in it. Win your
Yeah.
own games.
Yeah, that was his first win at home this season out of 3. We drew the first 2, but obviously we made up with that by winning his first 2 away games. So as long as we can balance that out, we should be at least up there with a chance.
Yeah,
So,
I think.
Yeah, go on, Harry.
Yeah, I think you might struggle with Sutton because I think didn't Sutton beat us the last time? So I remember Sutton beating us 5-1 when we first got promoted into League Two, and then I think they beat us 4-3 at home. So they are a good side.
Oh, sorry, Harry, go on.
No, finish. You can go.
All right. Well, I was saying on my podcast earlier on in the week that we've never actually beaten Sutton. We've played them 4 times in over 2 campaigns in League Two, and we've never beaten them. We've got 2 draws and 2 losses.
So Sutton's like your bogey team.
Well, yeah, but they're not as bogey team. Harrogate's always been as bogey team, but yeah, I would class them as another bogey side because obviously we've never beaten them. We're not beating them yet, but
You've sort of like got the same sort of like you played a limited amount of games against Sutton, like you said, about
yeah,
4 into it there.
yeah, because they were a long time in non-league, weren't they? And then they
Yeah.
came up for a couple of seasons, and then sort of hung about for a couple of seasons, and then the luck ran out and they dropped back down. So now that we're down there, we've got another 2 games against them.
There's a bit like the Salford City effect against Kansas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've sort of you're just crossing paths as one's getting worse, one's getting better, and you're just sort of crossing. It's like we've never played Wrexham because we crossed them as they were working their way up. We were working his way down, and we missed them on the way past.
Yeah. A lucky escape there. But don't you think
Definitely, I
it's gonna?
think.
Don't you think the National League though is going to be really interesting this season? There's a lot of money being spent in the National
I
League
think
as well.
it's going to be a ridiculously close league. I think it could end up being the best league to watch this season because I think there's any one of 6 teams could win that league quite easily.
Yeah.
And I think they'll all be extremely close.
And I think like I was saying earlier, it's criminal that we haven't got 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every other league's got at least 3 up, 3 down. Is it League One that's got
3 up?
They got
Yeah.
3 up, 4 down, or something like that, and League Two's got 4 up, 3 down, or one
Yeah.
of the leagues has.
Yes. Yeah.
So to not have the national, because you look at some of these National League sides now, the top, you could name 4 sides that would do a decent job in League Two.
Yeah.
Your
Exactly.
Forest,
The quality is not that much different, is it?
no, the step
No.
up from the National League to League Two isn't that much. Bromley have proved that. Other teams have come up and Stockport proved it. I know they've got a decent financial backing. Wrexham, obviously, theirs is mega backing, so they were always going to fly up. But teams like Chesterfield,
Yeah.
you guys have held your own in League Two. It's not that big a step up. Sutton came up. Yeah, they only stopped up for a couple of seasons, but they didn't go straight back down like what you get in the Premier League and that. The teams that go up come straight back down. So the step between League Two and League One is a decent step. We found that out when we went up. Bradford are making it look easy, but Doncaster are showing that they can have good weeks and bad weeks. And then the step from League One to Championship, I think, is a bit bigger than that one. And then obviously the step from the Championship to the Premier League is just too big.
Enormous.
Yeah.
It's too
big. Yeah.
But the biggest hurdle for teams in the National League is the promotion spots.
Yeah.
Because while you've always got one automatic and then the playoffs, teams who finish second very rarely go up in
No.
that scenario.
And I agree with what you said earlier, Mark, that I think that is down to having the week off in between.
I think it's a bit longer, and it's like 10 days between.
Yeah, it's somewhat daft, like it's 10, 11, 12 days, something like that. But I think it is unfair to the teams that are finishing second and third to have that week off, because like you said, it's only sort of a week and a half, but you still get rusty in a week and a half.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can have a week off work, and then you go back that first day, and you ain't got the same enthusiasm out of you. Your body's like
No,
shut down for the.
you're nowhere near the races, are you? You've got to let your mind and your body get back used to. So I'm hoping we put like a bounce game in, just organise something where we can play a team local around us, maybe one of the Scottish sides that are just over the border, get one of them that's not playing in any sort of playoffs, and just have sort of a bounce game in between.
Yeah, because you're up against a team who play 2 games in the playoffs,
Yeah.
and they've won the playoff game, so they've got that momentum. They've got that. You know what I mean? You're starting cold.
Yeah, well, Oldham proved that last year, didn't they?
Yeah,
They're the prime example. They ended up going up because they just carried on playing. York came back and looked awful. Who else was? Was it Southend that finished
yeah,
third? Had a
Southend.
week off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Southend.
So it's I don't. I agree with having more teams in the playoffs, but if you're going to do it that way, you'd add another 2 teams in
Yeah, but
and
then
make it.
then it becomes more about money, and then it's less important how you play over the 46 game season. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. But
it's
then we go
like,
back to that. We're going back to that argument. Then should it be champions and runners up go up, and then one up through the playoffs like every other league?
yeah, it should be. In my opinion, it should. I think the last time it was changed was 2002, and that's a
2.
long
Yeah.
time. Imagine that still being enforced now, where one team goes up, one down.
Yeah, that'd be ridiculous.
You could be like County they could still be in the National League now. Would you know what I mean? If you just got
Yeah.
that one up, one down.
Yeah, but I can't understand. They're up. I mean, I know. It just seems like nobody cares about grassroots football anymore, and the lower leagues. It just it worries me more than anything that
Yeah.
we're not looking after these young lads that are coming through and playing for the likes of your Carlisles and your Forest Greens, and they're not being able to get anywhere in life. Like Regan Linney, he's 28-year-old, never played in the Football League
And
because
that's unbelievable.
he's never had that chance to step up. But why has he never had that chance to step up?
I mean, the quality of his goals on Monday,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, and he was a top goal scorer in the National League last year.
Yeah.
So usually the top goal scorer in a league usually gets poached by the league above. I mean, I know we've probably come in this summer and offered him a deal he couldn't refuse because we're probably offering him League Two money to play in the National League. But you'd imagine that people like that would be getting picked off by League Two and League One sides straight away. But it just doesn't seem to be happening anymore.
See, here's another scenario, and they do this in other leagues as well, Graham. And I think this might work probably more better than the three up, three down conventionally. So you get 2 up, automatic, and then the sides from 3 to 7 play each other in the National League, then 4 teams. But then they play at Wembley in like a relegation, promotion final against the team what finishes third bottom in the
But then
League Two.
you're in that scenario then where that team that's come down, that's finished third bottom in League Two, is going to have like what 2-3 weeks off.
Yeah, but they do it in other leagues, don't they? They do it in the Scottish
Yeah.
League, in the Scottish leagues a lot, and that might sway some of the EFL clubs.
Oh, you just say to the team that finishes third bottom, you say, look, right, you're going up against you're going up against these 3 National League teams.
Yeah.
They drop that, so you just put like the top 2 go up automatically. The 3 below that, so that's 3, 4, and 5. They're in the playoffs against that team that finishes 3rd bottom. So there's 4 of them in there, and you play it like that.
Yeah.
Just something. I know what you mean, Mark. Something along those sort of lines, rejigging it so that it's not guaranteed that that 3rd team will go down. But if they deserve to go down, they'll go down.
Yeah. But it also gives a bit more excitement. But I don't know how that would work with TV rights and everything else, because then you'd have 2 different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
That'd have to be
you
worked
just
out.
do what.
Yeah.
But it's only like Wednesday night. Grimsby played on ITV and Sky Sports.
Yeah.
So you just say to the Zone and Sky, you've both got coverage.
Yeah.
But it's like, who should make that decision? Because I don't think the EFL and a lot of the owners, League Two owners, I don't think would ever vote for it.
Well, I think
No.
it'd have to go. It'd have to go right to the top, wouldn't it? The FA would have to make the decision.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
It
don't.
would have to be an independent panel from the FA with no sort of EFL, no sort of EFL input. Because I know that there is some EFL chairmans on the FA board. So you keep them out of it and say, like, look, this is what we want. This is what we're thinking. What do you lot think? And do it independently, away from these that are saying, oh no, that's my team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if they give them, I don't know, there's a bit more like parachute payments, protect their academies, because a lot of teams, because you get funding for the academy and stuff, if that funding continues a bit longer, maybe there's some of the owners in League Two would be more willing to sort of take that option.
Yeah, because what is it at the minute? If after 2 years you lose your academy funding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if after your 2nd season in the National League you lose your academy funding. So only teams like your Wrexham and Stockport that have got any decent money would be able to survive.
Yeah.
And I'd probably put us in that bracket. We probably would have enough money to keep the academy running. We'd probably have to streamline it down to only having like an under 21s, under 18s, something like that. But yeah, because then it goes back to that again where you're losing your grassroots football.
Yeah, you losing developing youth
Yeah.
Yep.
on the prospect. So you find a good youngster, you develop them well. You're investing in that youngster, and
Yep.
then if they go on to make it big, you benefit, and all the football benefits out of it. So it's like a double-edged sword where you cut that sort of funding.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like the Virtue Trophy, where EFL teams are looking after the Premier League by allowing their under 21s to play proper football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not in turn looking after the EFL or the lower leagues below that by cutting out FA Cup replays, Carabao Cup, whatever they've done. They did that prelim game, didn't they, in the Carabao Cup,
Yeah.
and the way they've done the draw where the European sides have to play away from home or at home or whatever they do. Everything's about the Premier League where it should be more focused on the lower leagues.
100% agree.
Me too.
But it's an interesting one with like how the funding of football goes and everything else. But see, like Notts was in the lower leagues for 4 years, in the National League 4 or 5 years. So
Yep.
that's a lot of time out there. You're losing millions per year. You're in the National League. And go back to the virtual trophy. How many clubs actually make money on them ties in the earlier
Yeah.
rounds? So you've got like some attendances are 5, 6, 7, 8, 900. You've got floodlights. They're not cheap to have on for say like 3 hours. You've
No.
got stewarding costs and everything else, and it's just like, is it really worth it? And if you've got,
No.
because you've got to play a minimum amount of players from your starting lineup, if one of them get injured and they're out for the whole season, is that worth it? And I can understand why you didn't take part in like the National League version of that.
Yeah.
I think the only way that that virtual trophy would get solved is by EFL clubs doing what York and Carlisle have done this season and say, look, we're not going to enter it.
But I don't think the EFL clubs have that sort of luxury as like you do in the National League.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be the only way to get round it is by sort of boycotting it and said, look, no, we don't want the extra fixture congestion. If the Premier League sides can play it, then why can't the lower league sides play it and say, look, yeah, we're playing too many games. We don't want to play in that cup.
Yeah, because if you play like Notts play 3 in that, so that's 49. You've got 1 in the Carabao Cup, 1
Yep.
guaranteed in the thing. That's 51 games you're
Yeah.
playing. And then you've got like the likes of the Premier League clubs don't want FA Cup replays.
No, but they're quite
But
happy
they're
to
already
change.
playing 38 minimum.
But they're all right to play more Champions League games
Yeah.
because they made the Champions League bigger.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work. It's not sensible by doing that. In my eyes, it's ridiculous. We're the Premier League are focusing on getting more teams in Europe to get more viewers to watch the Premier League, which I understand, fair enough. But you're then, on the other hand, taking it away from the grassroots teams, getting that big FA Cup replay or that big tie in the Carabao Cup, because the chances of getting to that point are null and void.
Exactly. And I felt so sorry for Tamworth last year when they played Tottenham in the FA Cup. I think it was 3rd round. And then Tottenham like gone bring on all these big star players. Like I think it was in extra time.
Yeah, they went. Yeah, because they nicked it in extra time, didn't they?
Yeah.
Whereas it should have gone to a replay and took them back to Tottenham.
And for a club like Tamworth, non-league club like Tamworth, it would have been a big payday, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd have paid all their fees for a season, wouldn't it? That's what they usually say. For a lower league side to get an FA Cup replay would keep them afloat financially for an entire season.
Yeah.
And then any money they make on top of that is a bonus, which then they can spend on players to improve the team, improving the facilities or what have you, and it all boosts that growth for them lower league sides.
As what was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought there. But what is like we talk about non-league now? So for the likes of you and National League North and South, what is the team? What revenue are you getting from like design?
I'm not 100% clued up to that. I've not really looked into it. I am going to be doing a bit of a spread in the coming weeks on my podcast to sort of work it all out, but I've not got round to looking at it yet. But I can't see it being a lot.
Well, it must have been better than the TNT deal. What they had. I
But
just
there's no saying it is. It's just that
no.
maybe DAZN were offering the National League more money than TNT were, but it doesn't mean that they're feeding it down to the clubs.
No. But then you'd get percentage share, wouldn't you? It would be like National League would get the most and then a bit more and a bit less to the North and South. That
Yeah,
sort of thing. But it'd be interesting to see how much compared to, say, like the new Sky deal where League Two get the lower amount, then you've got League One get a bit more, and then you've got the Championship who get the most of that money.
yeah.
But then you'll get every time you're like selected for you, say like the D-Zone, Dizan, half 12 or 5:30 kickoffs, you'll probably get like an appearance fee each side, or get an appearance fee for that.
You'd like to think so. Yeah. Well, they will get some sort of fee. I'm not sure how big it'll be, but I'm sure they'll get some sort of royalties from it.
I know for when I was looking into the AFL one, for the Sky one. Now, if you're on a half 12 game, each side gets an extra 15,000. That was the figure what was quoted.
Like I said, I'm gonna have a look a bit more into detail to you. I might come back in a couple of weeks and give you a bit more of an explanation about it. But at the minute, I can't really say that I'm clued up on it.
Yeah, it's one of them mine holes you go down and you're probably still not getting answer when you've dived all the way down into it.
Yeah, probably not. And by the time I've looked through it, hopefully we'll be back out of it, and I won't have to worry about it.
All right. So, how many goals do you think you'll win by tomorrow or concede?
Over the last couple of weeks, I can't see us conceding too many. We're looking pretty solid at the back now, and it's only got stronger now that we've got Morgan Feeney available, who's just come from League One. So his defence is only getting stronger. The young lad that we've got in central midfield is known as a right back, but Mark Hughes has changed him to a central midfielder, so he's got that defensive sort of brain in there. So he's in theory another extra defender in there. So I think we're pretty solid. So I can't see us conceding too many. It's just with the tightness of the pitches, we can't play that expansive football that we can at home.
Yeah.
So I think we're a little bit restricted. But Mark Hughes has said this week that he's got something up his sleeve. So I'll wait and see what that something up his sleeve is, whether he goes with big Georgie Kelly for the away games. So we've got that big target man to it rather than Luke Armstrong that runs his socks off for 90 minutes. So you're going to go when we go away from home, you're looking at having more of a target forward rather than a pressing forward. But obviously we've got Regan Linney who just looks like an absolute goal machine. But it's not going to be too long before he's getting marked out of the game by 2 or 3 players. And then somebody else is going to have to be stepping up and exploiting those gaps.
Before the National League Dark Arts on the away team are coming to play in his dad. Everything. The referee's not giving a free kick.
Everywhere that Regan Linney goes, he's just got 2 people constantly following him.
Yeah. But then that's how you deal with that as a team, isn't it? We're having people in that space because that creates space.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to all be, once they figure it out, they'll be like, right, we'll get 2 people on him, leave some space open. It's like, is that player in space then going to be able to take advantage of it?
Right, I think that's about it.
But I think we'll be looking at sort of maybe a 1 or 2-0 win. I don't think we're going to win any big score lines at home. Away from home, I mean. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. That's about time. I think the game starts in 15 minutes. Thanks for joining, Graham. Thanks for
Not
joining.
a problem. Anytime.
No worries. And good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Same to you guys.
And good night, everybody.
Sorry about that.